Stock of the Day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
And our stock of the day is EML Payments, the global payments company, posting a 12% jump in first quarter revenue to just shy of $49 million, affirming its FY25 underlying earnings guidance in the range of between 54 and 60 million. It says its first quarter underlying earnings of 11.6 million are in line with expectations. It's targeting double-digit transaction revenue growth by financial year 27, and you can see its reaction on the market today up some 25%. So let's get some analysis then. And look, of course, Mark, this company has had a few issues. Look at it. Basically, it's scrubbed its Irish business. It's sort of put that to one side, paid off the debt there. How do you see the overall outlook, though?
Well, what they do is they work in the prepaid cards, gift cards, things like a DJ's prepaid card, that sort of stuff. They do everything to do with that sort of stuff, and they do government things as well. They've got about 243 million annually in revenue. It's not that big a company, and it's got more than 10. It's got 10 years history that I can see, and over the 10 years, it's all been pretty ordinary. Like, they've hardly ever made a profit. There's a couple of tiny profits in there. The write-off of the or the closure of their Irish operations, so I mean they lost about 120 million in 23, and then last year they lost 0.8 of a million. So they're very close to break even. This is a company that's had 10 years history, and they would have been a private company before that. So I wouldn't know why it would go up 25% when it's not even making a profit. And it wasn't such a big increase anyway. If you look at it from their earnings, their revenue last year was 243, and this was what, 50, what did they say, 58 was it, or whatever it was? It's not for the quarter.
Yep.
Yeah. Not that big a difference.
No.
If at all.
Yeah.
So I have no insight into why people got excited about that. I wouldn't touch this company.
All right, yeah, and additionally too, obviously it had its problems with this Irish business in the UK where it's trying to, that's really where it wants to grow it. The UK government, they're removing the restrictions on reloadable cards, so that was also...
Yeah, there's a lot of competition. This is a really busy area.
Mm.
It's not like they've got something unique that I know of, that it's where they have some sort of patented or unique approach to anything, just like one of the crowd.
Yep. All right, so pretty much an avoid from you. Ben, have you had a chance to look at it? I know you didn't look at these results today, but overall...
I've looked at it in the past, and I've probably similar sort of view. Hyper-competitive industry. It doesn't have a track record of growing revenues or generating earnings. So there's probably just a number of things there that it would mean it's a business that we're just very unlikely to invest in the first place. But I remember some years back we were actually getting a lot of questions about this stock on the show, and I think it was during that COVID period where there was a big spending binge on, and everyone, unprofitable businesses were very much in vogue. So, look, they've had a rough time of it. It's not on my radar. I haven't looked at I had a very quick look at the announcements just before, and there was like a strategy refresh, and I think they're pitching themselves as going into a new area, and then maybe there's some excitement around that.
Turnaround story.
Yeah, which so
okay,
many
that's a warning
work.
then, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, as Buffett says, they very rarely turn. He's got better things to do with his time.
Yeah, yeah. I think you've got to be. I mean, look, for every one that does turn out to be the turnaround, there's 20 that struggle, and there's normally a reason why the business needed to change its strategy and it was in a turnaround situation in the first place.
All right, Mark's avoiding. What are you doing with it?
I would avoid it.
Okay, that's a bit of an unusual one then. Certainly for stock of the day, despite what the market's doing out there today, 25% higher, but both our experts are avoiding EML, our stock of the day.
The Stock of the Day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.